What's up, y'all? It's the Chessneck. Today, I just want to go over dealing with anger in chess, or any type of upset. Just beating yourself up when you're really feeling bad about your chess. And I'm just gonna go over 5 quick tips that have helped me deal with anger. So when I started playing chess, just for a little background, I would get so mad at my phone. I would tell my girlfriend like, "Hey, I just don't want to talk right now," and I would just keep playing. But anyways, everyone gets upset at losing at chess. If you don't get upset, I think that you're probably just not natural, or you don't really like the game that much because, at first at least, it's a very frustrating thing, and it's one of the only things in life where you have a rating system. So you might play for months and not get any better. And that's really frustrating, and sometimes you can feel like every single game has your self worth on the line almost. But just know that everyone feels upset when they try to do something hard and they don't succeed at it. So I think starting from that premise is good. And also for number two, just know that the ELO system, the ranking system in chess, is pretty much designed to make you lose. So let's say you're 1,000 ELO, you start beating everyone, they're not just going to let you keep winning. What they're going to do is your ELO is going to raise from getting these wins, you're getting these points, and you're going to start playing better opponents. So, you know, even if you could beat 800 ELO players all the time, that means that you're not 800 ELO. That means that you're above 800 ELO. So, whenever you start winning more, you're going to start facing harder opponents. And when you face opponents that are at your level, if you're really even and the ELO system's right, you should win about 50% of the time. So, you need to go in thinking like, man, I'm not going to win all these games. It doesn't make sense with the rating system. Unless you're Magnus Carlsen, nobody really wins most of their games. And if you go on his chess.com profile, he loses a lot more than he does in a lot of these tournaments just because he's playing more games. Even he loses, even he blunders, everyone blunders. Sure, the blunders that they would make are probably not just dropping your queen in the opening, but everyone makes the blunders, everyone makes mistakes, and I'm sure Magnus goes home upset a lot of the time because he played less than he thinks he's capable of. So, my third tip is just to not rage play. It's very easy, and I think I did this a little last night. You go on like a losing streak, and you just tell yourself like, "I'm gonna play till I win, and then I can quit playing chess." And most of the time, it doesn't take that many games, but there's been times where I just lose 5 in a row, and I do eventually win, but it almost doesn't even feel better because I just lost 5 out of 6. I won the sixth, but it's like I wasn't playing right. When you're rage playing, I don't think you're in the right state of mind. And that goes to my fourth tip. Just remember to breathe and ask yourself the right questions. So when you're rage playing, you're kind of playing off of instinct, I feel. You're not asking yourself, what is the best move? Am I making a mistake? Is this a blunder? You're not asking yourself all these questions that you should be. You should be analyzing the game as you play the game. Um, Chess is not a brute force thing, and I think that's what can be so hard for most people. Like, let's say you exercise, you're a track runner or something. You're at your wits' end. You're exhausted at the end of the race. Sometimes you can find a little bit deeper of a push. You're running and you think, "Well, I don't know if I can go much faster, but I'm going to give it my all." And I think people are used to giving this effort in a way that represents most other things in life that aren't intellectual. So, me included, sometimes you're just like, "I'm just going to keep going." Back to the rage playing, you just want to shove through the chess game. That's not how chess works. You have to play the right moves. That's it. It's a pretty objective game. I'm sure there's some times where people might disagree on what move was best, and You might even disagree with the engine sometimes. Like, yeah, that line works, but in a real practical game, that engine line maybe wouldn't work so well. So just know you have to be asking yourself the right questions in chess. You have to have, if possible, a system to analyze these positions, to think through the game, think through your options, calculate what's going on. And when you're just rage playing, it's almost like you're just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping something sticks. It's not something that you can do in a rage. It doesn't help. That might help in boxing or something. If you're a little mad one day, maybe you can eventually outpower your opponent when he's outpointing you. But in chess, if they're outpointing you, that's it. So, not to harp on, number 4, but number 5. So my fifth and final tip, which I am only just realizing, if your life is not in order outside of chess, you're probably not going to have that much fun playing chess. Especially if you're trying to get better, you're watching your elo, you're studying outside of chess, you're doing all these things to try to get better, but the rest of your life is just in shambles. It's kind of hard to feel that great about it. Like, if you had a really, really stressful day, maybe you're not in the right mind state to play chess. Like I said, it's not. I mean, maybe to some people it can be relaxing, but I don't find chess very relaxing. I'm in a pretty competitive state. I'm not just mad all the time, but for me personally, it's a very competitive thing. I like to try to win. I like to try to get better. Um, Sometimes I do hold my self worth to chess a little bit. I start asking questions like, I've been playing this long. Why am I not better? But if I'm stressed about other stuff, I should probably just not play. And that's kind of like number 3, don't rage play, be productive. But I don't know. Like, maybe if you're not in a good mind state, you're either mad from losing a game or the rest of your life just isn't going that well, maybe just review some old games. I find that reviewing games I've played in the past is a lot more productive use of my. If I want to be into chess that day, just study chess. You don't always have to play. You can study sometimes, take it a little easier. Just know, if you're getting upset at chess, it can get better. It's a skill, it's an emotional intelligence. You can get better at it. Trust me, I've gotten better. I still get upset sometimes, but for the most part, I enjoy chess now, and I'm much less angry than I used to be before I implemented some of these tips. So hopefully they help you as well.